Welcome back, everybody, to the putback. This is me and Dovensky here right now. Nolan may be joining us soon. Welcome back, episode 26. Before we get into anything, as always, make sure you guys check out stadiumrant.com for the best articles on every sport in the world, dropping daily. We got a YouTube, go check that out. We were streaming right now. Facebook, X, check out the TikTok. It's hilarious. Um, yeah, man, we're back with another episode. Uh, Pretty eventful week in the NBA actually. After we weren't here last week because it was pretty dead, but got a couple of things to start off with. But first of all, Barry, how you been? How you been?
I've been good. Been chilling. Been
How's
great.
shit?
Seeing the Lakers succeed. LeBron now closer and closer to championship number 5 as we speak.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what we're all praying for at this point. To see to go get another ring. But let's get into our topic today. Most disappointing teams in the league. Now, there's a few obvious ones, so I'm gonna let you go first. But I've got some more under the radar sort of ones.
All right. My first obvious one, the Sixers, for sure. The Sixers. They're currently 12th in the East, 21 and 41. They're 1 and 9 in their last 10 games. It's just been an atrocious season for the 76ers. Joel Embiid has been in and out of the rotation, and now he's gone for the rest of the season. Paul George, I don't even have much, but all I can say is Celtics Shaq can retire. Tyrese Maxey has had some on and off nights from time to time, but Philly, it's been disgusting for that team because honestly, I had them possibly getting out of the East. Like if all things went well, they had a potential chance of getting out of the East. I saw Paul George being a great third option. They had one of the best big threes in the league coming into this season. Paul George, like during his time with the Clippers, even though like his final time with the Clippers wasn't the best, but I thought maybe it's because Paul George was the primary ball handler, so yeah, he's gonna have a lot of defense on him. So coming into this role, being more of a third option, he wouldn't have so much defense on him. But it's been bad. Paul George has had a lot of stinkers this season. I'm pretty sure he had a game where he only had like 2 points. So it's just been bad for the Sixers. I don't even know what else to say about them besides just like how much. I mean, driving. If he was here, he'd
Oh, bro,
definitely know what to say.
that'd be an hour long segment by itself, just trashing the Sixers.
He
But
would.
yeah, I mean they've had injuries obviously, and that's what kind of derailed their season originally. But like injuries aside, Paul George has, when he's been healthy, has been awful. He's been a negative player on the court, which yeah, none of us saw coming. Like you said, you could have seen them getting out the East. I think I had them as my free seed heading into the season. Um, and yeah, they've again fought through injuries with Embiid and Paul George and even Maxi. And when they got off to that really bad start, it was like, well, at least they have Jared McCain. They're gonna get a good season out of Jared McCain. That'll be something for the future. But then he got injured for the season too, so nothing really good to come out of the season for Philly. Um, and the beat's only going to get worse. Paul
Yeah,
George is only getting older, so it's a lot of decisions to make for what's his name? I forget, but Daryl Morey. But
yeah,
yeah, man, it's yeah, it's just a really disappointing team. And it's not all and it's not all their fault because and you can't really control injuries, but that's kind of what you get when you pair a guy like Embiid, who's never fully healthy, with a guy like Paul George, who has really bad injury history as well. So it couldn't have gone much worse for them, to be honest. So yeah, that's a great pick. The other obvious one is Phoenix,
oh
who
yeah,
obviously spent like over half of their salary on free players and clearly has not worked. Funny thing is, Bradley Beal hasn't even been bad this season. Like he hasn't been an all-star, right? But you weren't expecting Bradley Beal to be an all-star as a third option. He was like a fringe all-star as a first option. You
Yeah.
know, um, coming in averaging like 17 or so. Like that's cool for Bradley Beal at this stage. He's shooting relatively efficiently. But the team construction is just bad. Like their big man situation is so like wishy washy. Nick Richards has been cool, but obviously not good enough. You know,
True.
they've started playing bowl big minutes, and he's been pretty good, but like obviously that's not helping. You know, they've got the talent on paper, so the fact that they haven't had the injuries that the Sixers have had and are damn near the same seed as the Sixers is like
Yeah.
that's embarrassing, honestly. As an 11 seed, I think they're 4 games under 500. So I think they're a lock to miss the play in now. To be honest, I don't see any of those teams above them except maybe Dallas falling out. So
Possibly because of the ACL tear from Kyrie.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They're 29 and 33 right now. Uh it's not looking good for Phoenix.
It's interesting
All right.
because what can you even do? You know,
I,
come off season, you can't even trade any of those guys. Well, you could probably trade KD if you want, but are you
KD,
going to
that's it.
trade
But
Kevin
but
Durant?
who's gonna want? I mean, like if you're trading for KD, I mean, like really realistically, you got like at best you probably have like 2-3 years left of KD at best. So you don't want to trade too many first round picks because if you trade too many, then you're trading away your future for like 2-3 years of Kevin Durant, and then when he retires, then what are you gonna do after that? Those picks are
Right.
now in Phoenix's hands.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, we saw what Brooklyn got back for him and how badly that's gone for the Suns since. You know, so there would be a team in their right mind that would give up that similar sort of package. Not at this stage of his career. So
Yeah, I
that's
was texting Nicholas the other day about this. Shout out to him. He gave me like 3 trades, and he asked me like which one was worse from which one was best to worst. So he told me the KD trade. So Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, 5 first round picks for KD, Chris Paul, 4 first round pick swaps, six second round picks for Bradley Beal and the no trade clause, and then DeAndre Ayton and Tumani Camara for Yusuf Nurkic. And by far the Beal trade was the worst. By far. Because you gave away first round picks. You got Bradley Beal, who was injured for like the first half of that season. He came back, wasn't too good. This season, he's not at the level that his contract shows. Plus that no trade clause. That's just uh-uh. And it's no disrespect to Bradley Beal, but a no trade clause is somebody for like LeBron, KD, Curry, like those top tier guys. Like you can say Wembanyama too, Jokic, Tatum, like those top tier perennial guys. Those are the guys that deserve a no trade clause in their contracts. Obviously, like they don't have to have the no trade clause. They can still basically say they don't want to get traded, but technically they still can get traded because they don't have the no trade clause. But Bradley Beal having that's stupid. Especially like Washington giving him all that money with the clause just to trade him away. Yeah, that was stupid.
I mean that's the thing. Like Bradley Beal is the LeBron of Washington, and that at that point he had the 30 point per game season. You know, he was the greatest thing they've had since like Gilbert Arenas. I don't know, but
John Wall.
um, yeah.
We
But
can't Prime John Wall. Prime John Wall was
you're right. You're right. John Wall was
different.
tough, but like yeah, Washington didn't really care because they weren't doing anything anyway, you know, so they're going to give him whatever he
Yeah.
wants, so he stays. And he wanted to stay in Washington. That's what he said. And then obviously shit went sideways, and then got traded to Phoenix. I'll be honest though, I forgot that Yusuf Nurkic was traded for DeAndre Ayton and Subadi Kamara. That is a
Honestly, that was their best trade. Not a good one, but that was their best one.
that is actually like disgustingly wow. That's bad.
Yeah,
You trade a number one pick. This was like a few years ago now. You trade
yeah.
number one pick,
This was like last season. Was it? Yeah, I think this was like early last season. And honestly, I'm not too mad about it because DeAndre Ayton hasn't really shown that
bro.
number
Yusuf
one pick.
Nurkic is ass though.
That's true. That's true.
Ass.
He's not. Yeah, that's true.
I'm saying you traded like 20. Let's say he was 24 years old, number one overall pick, who's been not great, but he's still like he's better than Yusuf Nurkic. I'll tell you that. And you get no picks back for it. You get an old Yusuf Nurkic, and you're giving up to Mani Kamara, who he
Yeah.
wasn't anything when he got traded. Let's be real. But in hindsight, he's one of the better wing defenders in the league right now. And yeah, the Phoenix could really use one of those because their defense is trash.
Oh, well. Oh my god. All right. Let me see. Let me try to find another obvious team before I sleeper team.
Yeah,
Mm, I would say the Timberwolves.
yeah, fair.
Yeah, they're the third seed last season. Currently, they're the seventh seed. Yeah, that Karl Anthony Towns trade is really affecting them for sure. Cause damn, you went from Western Conference Finals to now seventh seed. That is that is crazy. And obviously, it's not Ant's fault. Ant has been carrying the team, but there's just so much that he can do that it's just not going to be enough. Although I will say they're a half a game behind the Warriors,
Right.
so they're like right there. They can get out of the play-in, if anything. But I was honestly expecting a lot more from the Timberwolves. Let me see it because I think I had them top three. Yeah, going into this season, I had them the second seed. I had them winning. I had them projected to win 59 games, and currently
Wow.
they're 35-29.
Was it, that must have been before the cat trade?
Yeah, I think this was before the cat trade.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I mean at the time everyone saw it and thought that was a bad trade for Minnesota, and obviously it has proven to be a bad trade. Julius
Yeah,
Randle's just come back. I'll be honest, when like I like Minnesota as a team more when Julius Randle's not playing, which unfortunately for Julius Randle has kind of been the case for most teams he's been on recently.
it's Julius Randle. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, the thing is, he needs the ball in his hands. He's slow. Yeah, he's not really catch and shoot. He doesn't do much when he doesn't have the ball in his hands. He just
Right.
stands there for the most part. And then come playoff time, he always dips. He may have like a few high hitters, but for the most part, like his game dips in the playoffs. So that makes
Yeah.
it even worse. And he's such. It's not just the fact that he needs the ball in his hands. Sometimes he just wants to ISO. And when I see him like 6'8", like damn near the same size as LeBron, trying to ISO, it pisses me off because it's like, bro, just
You're
drive
not
it.
LeBron.
Like just drive into the paint, bro. I know it's not easy, but you're big, bro. You are big. You have some strength to you. Just drive into the paint and like try to get some contact to get to the line. Instead, that he just wants to ISO people.
Yeah, man. It's like Julius Randle is a great player when he's the first option, but the team will
Yeah,
not be good. And if he's a second option, the team will also not be good. It's a tough spot for him to be in because
yeah. He's not the
he's
focal
not good
point.
enough to be a championship team number one option, but
He's
he's got to be like the third, fourth. Like he's got to be a role player to compete because yeah, like you said, he needs the ball in his hands to be at his most effective, like he was when he won Most Improved Player with New York, right?
yeah.
Um, so yeah. Minnesota's been they've been disappointing for sure, but I think it's a lot of teams in the West have just got better, and it's a tight race out there. But like you said, it's a half a game difference between the 6 seed and honestly
Yeah.
like the 10 seed right now. So Yeah, it's still anyone's game to get like that 6 seed, even the 5 seed, because the Rockets are
Even
slipping as
even
well.
the Mavericks at 10. They're 2.5 games behind the Timberwolves.
That was going to be my next team, and obviously it's not the players' fault, but
Yeah.
Dallas have had a season from hell. Um,
I already sent it in the chat. I sent the tweet. Brunson, Luca, and Porzingis. I'm saying it, man. If I was a Mavs fan, I would be on suicide watch because you had all those three guys. You had Luca who made the finals last year. You had Porzingis who beat y'all in the finals last year. You had Jalen Brunson who's now a superstar. Not only could they have kept Brunson, they could have kept Brunson for a cheaper amount of money. That makes it so much worse. He could have been. He was showing the signs in the playoffs before they let him go, but they could have re-signed him for a lesser, for like a lower deal than what New York gave him. But instead they let him walk. I think they traded Porzingis away. But even though Porzingis wasn't that good on the Mavericks anyways. To be honest, he was more of like just a catch and shoot guy. So
yeah,
like he wasn't really utilized that much because of Luca. But just thinking about the fact that that was a possible big three that now they're all gone because of the front office at Dallas is sad.
do you think that Jalen Brunson becomes the player he is today, though, if he
I don't
stays with Dallas?
I don't think he would
Right.
become the player that he is today, but I would think that like he would have been a great player, but I don't see him becoming a superstar because of Luca.
Would he be a number two option on a championship team?
I could see that.
So
with
you
how
think
he is with how he is right now, with seeing how he is right now, he could have possibly just become a number two option for a championship squad, or at least
right now for sure, but I'm
or
talking about if he
yeah,
stayed in
or at
Dallas.
least at least like be a number two option for like a Western Conference Finals appearance.
Okay, okay. I mean, I don't disagree with that necessarily, but I think what Dallas is thinking in general is he was too good to come off the bench, right? They had to start
Yeah.
him, and then you're starting Luca and Jalen Brunson in your backcourt defensively. That
Oh
is
yeah,
like
that's not good. Yeah,
no, you know what I mean. So
that's not
like
good.
I understood that more at the time, and it looks bad now, obviously, but um, just in general, man, they've the Mavericks. They half their team is injured. The AD effect is taking place in Dallas right
Yeah,
now. Yeah. So
bad.
and then obviously you had the worst trade of all time. Um, yeah. Speaking of Jalen Brunson, though, he just got confirmed that he'll miss at least 2 weeks with that right ankle sprain he had
Oh,
last night against the Lakers. So prayers up to Jalen Brunson. The Knicks might struggle the next few weeks.
yeah, that's they're still third. They're still third. I will say that, but
And you know how you were saying they're 0-7 against the top three teams in
they're
the
like
league.
0-9 now.
They're 0-9 against the top
They're
four
oh
now.
none because they lost to the Lakers last night.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
that's
my
rough.
god, that is crazy.
I think I don't read into that as much personally, because obviously it's all different come playoff time, and Jalen Brunson's been an excellent playoff performer. Um, and like it's regular season, like you're just trying to get as many wins as possible. It don't matter who it's
Yeah.
against. At the end of the day,
This offseason, the Knicks need to invest on their bench this offseason, straight up, because that depth is so bad. It's so bad. Even when I was playing 2K with the Knicks, I was so frustrated because you got Brunson. They don't really have a backup point. They don't really have a backup shooting guard. They don't really have backup wings, and their only backup center is like Precious. I think Mitchell Robinson come back yet? I think he did.
he has come back.
Yeah, now they have Mitchell Robinson, but at the time they just had like Precious coming off the bench for the backup center. They don't really have a
Yeah,
backup forward, so you already know Brunson. You already know that starting five is about to play really big minutes come playoff time, and Brunson has already had some injuries. Hart had been injured last season in the playoffs. Ananobi got injured. So Like your best option is Mikal Bridges, but I don't want to see him play high minutes and possibly risk injury because he's been the most durable player in the NBA. But we already know he's about to play like 45 minutes a game coming
Yeah,
into the playoffs because their bench depth is just so bad. So I think like this offseason, they need to invest in like bench depth. Even if like you get somebody that the average is only like 10 points per game, or even like 11 or 12, but like you need like a better bench because
I'll be honest. Even if they had a good bench, I don't think Tom Thibodeau is playing Mikal Bridges less than 40 minutes a game in the playoffs.
no, yeah, definitely not.
Yeah,
He's still gonna get like 42. He'll get 42, not 45, but
yeah. I don't know, but you don't like Miles McBride, Deuce McBride.
hey, he's not bad. He's not bad. I just hope he stays.
As a backup PG for the season, like I like Miles McBride to play
Yeah,
15, 20 minutes a game.
20. If Brunson is on the bench,
Well, he's going to be now for the next 2 weeks, so he'll probably start. They've got Campaign as well, who's
yeah, I
been,
forgot about Payne. I completely forgot about Payne.
and I think technically their backup wing right now is Landry Shamet,
That's bro. That dude was it like 6'3".
6'4", I think.
Oh
Yeah,
my god. I mean to be fair, Josh Hart is getting like 12 boards a game at 6'5". So
you know. And I mean Matt Ryan doesn't play, but he's technically there, which is tough.
he's
you're not
good.
you're not playing Matt Ryan in the playoffs though.
Definitely, yeah, exactly. Like their bench is not that good. If they upgrade the bench, they definitely could be a better team next season for sure.
Thing is, like, come playoff time, like especially getting into the second round or whatever, you're only gonna have like an 8-man rotation anyway. So if you got your starting five, and then like McBride, Precious, and Mitchell Robinson, and then like spot minutes for Landry Shamet, maybe like that's not
Yeah.
bad. That's not bad.
All right, let's see. Let me see another team that's been disappointing. Mm, oh, I might as well just say it. My Miami Heat. My Miami Heat's just oh man. I had high hopes for
Interesting.
Miami, bro. I had high hopes, bro. I don't want to say we would have won a championship, but damn, seventh seed. I'm not even surprised. I'm we're 29-32. We lost against the Hawks, bro. The Hawks. That pissed me off. We oh my god, we lost Jimmy because Jimmy was acting a fool, and what hurts my heart even more is when I was watching Starting Five, and that man's final message on that docu series was that he said he owes Miami a championship. He's not even on the team anymore. The man is not even on the team anymore. I mean, at least Khalil Ware's been looking pretty good.
Hey,
He'll
Khalil
be
Webb on the hoop.
rookie, thank God. Tyler Hero was an All-Star this season, so I could say that. Terry Rozier, I've been going through Twitter. They've been giving Terry Rozier a bunch of nicknames. They're calling him the Investigation now. He's been awful. He's been so bad. They
Yeah, he's
called him
actually been
so,
terrible.
somebody called him the Undertaker.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
bar.
They called him the Undertaker. I
That's
Terry Rozier has been awful this entire season. It hurts me because the fact that he was so good in Charlotte. I know it's Charlotte, and like not much happens over there, but this man went from 20 points per game in Charlotte, or damn near 20 points per game, to now just looking like he doesn't know how to play basketball anymore.
Hey, Davion Mitchell full on came in and took Terry Rozier's minutes.
Exactly. So props to Davion Mitchell for that, but damn, bro, damn,
How
they
do
got.
how do you feel about Davion Mitchell as a Heat
Hmm?
fan? How do you feel about Davion?
He's a good fit. I think he's a good fit, especially with his with how good he is defensively in the Heat's culture. I
Right.
hate Heat culture, but with how like Miami's mindset is with defense and being gritty and like working for your spot and just nonstop hard work. I definitely think Davion Mitchell is a great fit. That gives less pressure for Tyler Hero because Tyler Hero was basically running point guard this whole season until
Mm.
Davion Mitchell came. So Tyler Hero can finally go back to being more of a primary shooting guard instead of just a point guard for the most part.
Yeah. But I loved Davion Mitchell when he was on the Kings. He was one of my favorite players. So I was actually so sad when he left. But it's good to see he's hooping in Miami. I think he's not averaging nothing crazy, but just the fact that he's finally getting a chance to start.
Facts.
I love that. Yeah.
I saw some
Um,
get pissed off because of Jimmy Butler. Somebody was like, he only shows up in the playoffs. I'm like, yep. Enjoy Butler. You got Butler. Enjoy that contract extension. You're about to feel the pain that we've been feeling down here for the past 5 years or so.
hey, he was hooping last night though, Jimmy
It
Butler.
was.
He had 25 last night. I'm interested because obviously you're saying Miami's one of your most disappointing teams. What were your expectations?
I
What
was
seed?
expecting them to at least be like out of the play-in tournament, at least like a 6 seed. Like, damn.
But but why? Because they've been a play-in team for like the last 3 years.
Not 3 years. Yeah, last season, 2 seasons ago. No, not 3 years. It's been like 2 years. It's been
Same
like
thing.
2 seasons. Yeah, it's been like two. But it's just like, bro, like Jimmy was coming into the season with a chip on his shoulder. That was the main reason why I thought Miami was gonna succeed. He's on the contract year. He got another finals appearance, and he lost. He got injured last season just before the playoffs, and he was running his mouth saying, "If I was on the floor, if I was playing, they would have lost." And Pat Riley came out saying he needs to keep his mouth shut. I was like, "Yeah, Butler's he's gonna have a comeback season. He's gonna go crazy. He's gonna get that extension, and then we could possibly get a good playoff run from Jimmy Butler, and possibly a finals appearance." Now, I don't think it was gonna happen, but I really expected Jimmy Butler to do good this season, but then injuries, and then he just decided not to play anymore for Miami, and now he's gone, and it's just been a mess.
Mm.
It's a straight up mess this whole season for Miami.
Well, you're right about that. Um, Good thing for you though is like you've got like bright spots, and
Yeah,
Bam had a rough start to the season, but since he's
yeah.
been playing with Philo, where
Blame
he's
Asia
been
Wilson.
playing so good at power forward.
This is Asia Wilson's fault. He could have been an All Star this year. I blame Asia Wilson.
But
Ever
I'm
since,
saying since like All-Star break or even just before, he's been playing really well.
oh yeah, he's been hooping finally. Finally, he's been looking like Captain Bam, as we like to call him. But earlier this season, dude
Yeah,
was inconsistent. He was inconsistent as hell. It was pissing me off, and that's why I say it was Asia Wilson's fault, because ever since they started knocking up with each other, he was bad at the beginning of the season. I didn't like it,
hey,
but
bro has priorities, man. I get it. It's Asia Wilson. Let's be
now
honest.
now he's hooping. He probably has some type of motivation, but I'm not even tripping too much because Miami's a hot spot. Eventually, we'll get another guy. Hopefully. I just think Pat Riley needs to retire because he's too old school. He's way too old school for this new generation of NBA players.
Fair enough. The last team I had, and maybe it's not disappointing for most other people, but specifically for me, I had so much faith in the Pelicans heading
Oh
into the
yeah,
season. I don't know if you remember, but I had them as my 2 seed out west.
yeah.
I took a flyer. They signed Dejounte. They traded for Dejounte Murray for what seemed like nothing, right? At the time, they had Zion, they had Brandon Ingram, CJ. They had a pretty decent bench. There's another sinner. We're like, well, they'll work itself out. It did not work itself out. They are one of the worst teams in the league. Dejounte Murray got injured in the first damn game,
Mm.
and then came back and got injured again. That poor soul. CJ McCollum's had the most inconsistent season I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, it's
Zion,
that New Orleans voodoo for sure.
Brandon Ingram's not even on the damn team. He actually got traded for nothing. They traded him for Bruce Brown.
Yeah.
And then Zion has been great when he's played. after he got shredded again.
But you already know he's about to get. I hope not, but you already know it's not. It's not gonna last.
I hope it does for his sake,
I
the
think
Pelican fans.
he got his first career triple double a few days ago.
Yeah, sure did. Yeah, he's been hooping, man. Zion's bro. We forget how good Zion is like.
Yeah, he
He's
was
only
supposed to be a
26,
generational
I
guy.
think.
He was supposed to be a generational guy, but them injuries because of his weight. Uh, Crazy. The Pelicans are a game and a half above the Jazz. They're a game and a half above the worst team in the West.
Yeah, man. And then the funny thing is like the center spot was supposed to be their weakest position, but Eve Missy has been like pretty good for them as a rookie. He's come in and played really good defense, been a good rebounder, which is kind of all you wanted at the start of the season. But obviously, the rest of the team just hasn't been able to work. And Trey Murphy's been dope. Trey Murphy's been great. Herb Jones
Yeah,
has been injured. Like this team had so much potential to be
there was
great. They had so
potential for
much
this.
depth, but injuries suck, man. And yeah, that's kind of what it is to it. But that was I don't know if anyone else expected him to be like a top team in the West, but I had my reasons at the time.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I had them as my seventh seed,
Yeah, I mean,
but damn, it's been good at all for them. You got any more teams? Because I don't really have any more.
I don't have any more. So let's talk about one of the not disappointing teams, one of the hottest teams, probably the hottest team in the league right now. LeBron James and the Lakers.
Yeah,
Let's talk
championship.
about them, man. They've won 8 in a row. They're 12-2 in their last 14 since Luka's been on the team. I think since he's been playing, they're 11-1. But um, I think before the Luka trade, we didn't really consider the Lakers contenders as such,
Nah,
like real contenders.
now now they're contenders. And tomorrow night they play Boston.
That's gonna be a crazy game.
That is gonna be one hell of a game.
Okay, so we're saying we're considering the Lakers contenders.
I can see honestly with what they. I know it's a small sample size. I get that, but with what they've been doing so far, if they keep it up, they can for sure make it to the finals.
Damn,
If
you
they
think,
if they can keep up what they're doing right now, they can definitely make it back. They can make it back to the finals.
and I don't think there's any reason why they can't keep it up. But are you backing the Lakers to beat OKC in a 7 game series?
Now, oh hell yeah! Like if they're playing what they're doing right now, like what they've been doing for the past few weeks, even before Luca, they've been great. After Luca, they have just been phenomenal. So if they keep playing like this, they could beat OKC. Now, winning a championship, I don't know. That
So they'll beat OKC, but they won't beat who you saying Boston or Cleveland?
Cleveland is going to be honestly, Cleveland will be more of a challenge. Cleveland will
Mm.
definitely be more of a challenge for them. I think they could beat Boston, but Cleveland, with how good Cleveland is, they're the first. I think they were the first team to 50 wins, and then OKC finally got to 51. But Cleveland has just been. But I think that'll be poetic if LeBron
Oh
faces
hell yeah!
the finals. I'm writing the script for them. Like I'm
Poetic
giving them
justice.
the
Man.
script. LeBron versus Cleveland. LeBron versus his hometown. And think about it. Think about it. Cleveland is gonna have home court advantage. So imagine if they were to go to a game 7, win or lose, LeBron is at home. So if the Lakers
Mm.
lose, LeBron's at home. If the Lakers win, LeBron wins at home. So, so it's kind of like a win-win situation if you think about it.
I don't hate that. I think the storyline for Lakers Celtics finals would be sick as well.
Oh,
It's a rematch for Luca. Obviously, he was with the Mavs last year and played the
yeah,
Celtics, so it's
classic
a rematch
NBA
for that.
finals.
LeBron went up against the Celtics in the conference finals so many times when he was in Cleveland.
That's Bro. That's a good script right there.
Like they didn't have beef with Jason Tatum, but they they're going at it. No,
Luka has faced Boston last season. Lakers and Boston just have history in the finals. Oh my
right.
god.
Ticket sales would be through the roof. NBA would love that. Adam Silver would be gunning for that shit.
Yeah, Adam Silver is salivating right now just thinking about it.
Listen, I think Adam Silver is just praying the Lakers make it. He doesn't really care who they face. You know, if it's even if it's the damn Knicks, like it's the Knicks. You know, that'll be LeBron at Madison Square Garden in the finals. That is money to be made. If
Oh my
OKC, if
god.
it's like OKC versus the Cavs, that's his worst nightmare.
Yeah. Stephen A. Smith would love to see that too. Lakers, you know how many times he talks about going to LA for the NBA final. He will love that. Seeing ESPN, the amount of times that they love to bring up the Lakers too.
Let's
Speaking
talk
of
about
Stephen,
Stephen A. Smith. Let's talk about Stephen A. Smith
yeah,
while
Stephen A.
we're on
Smith.
this.
Yeah, LeBron confronted.
Obviously, yeah, they went up to him before the fourth quarter started in last night's game, and he looks pretty angry. We haven't got an official dialogue of what he said, but it's been rumored that it was
About
addressing what he said about Bronny.
yeah, that's what it's speculated now. We don't know for sure, but it's speculated it's about Bronny. And honestly, I'm with LeBron for the most part because
Of course,
I feel like Stephen A. Smith went a bit too far when he talks about Bronny. We get it. 55th overall pick. He got way too much attention. Like the amount of attention he was getting, you could have thought that he was going in the top five. So he had way too much attention, especially for somebody going into the second round. But like I was talking to one of my friends about it, and the issue isn't about like him critiquing Bronny as a player. The issue is like I guess like Stephen A. critiquing LeBron as a parent,
yeah,
and that's where it gets like personal. That's where you cross the line because if you're critiquing a person's parenting skills, and the fact that Stephen A. Smith is doing this when he's a father himself, he has daughters. The fact that like he's critiquing another man on his parenting skills, I think that's what set off LeBron. Because I know like Stephen A. Smith, he wouldn't want like a dude on the media to talk about his parenting skills. Like,
right.
he would definitely go off. He will go on his show and then he would start cussing the hell out of that person. So it's like I think it's the same thing. Like, yeah, you can say, oh, Bronny's not ready for the NBA. Bronny should have had another year in college. Bronny should stay in the G League. Like you can say all of that. But like when you start saying stuff like, "Oh, LeBron ruined Bronny because like doing this and that to his son," that's when like you're really crossing the line because now you're just bringing up parenting when we should just be talking about basketball.
Yeah, I mean Stephen A. Smith's job, right, is to talk about NBA, to give his honest takes, and I'm absolutely fine with that. Well, if you got something to say about a basketball player, about their basketballing, you know, go ahead, say whatever you want, honestly. And yeah, like you said, it gets to a point where if you're talking about personal shit like that, you can't expect LeBron not to have a problem with it. And Stephen A posted a video this morning on First Take. He was talking about it this morning. Um, and he was like, I understand where LeBron's coming from. I ain't gonna lie, that boy Stephen A. Smith looked shook as hell.
Yeah,
Uh,
he sounded traumatized. But like I don't like how they were like, "Oh, I have his agent's number. He has my number. He knows what to get. He knows how to contact me." Bruh, you're talking
he's like,
about his son. You don't think he's gonna get into like he's being what that's what a lot of men would do. Like they're
he's
gonna
like,
get in your face. Like forget a phone call, bro.
that's the thing though. He was like, if I would have like liked if he would have just come up to me face to face so we could talk about it. Like that is exactly what he did. What
Exactly.
he's like,
Like he came to your face, bro. Like why do you need like bro? No, you can't be expecting a phone call to set up some type of meeting. No, bro. You talking about
right,
his like,
right.
bro? If I were to badmouth somebody's child, I'm not just about to expect this person to text me or like text one of my associates so they can tell. No, so and so is gonna most likely pull up to my face and be like, "I didn't appreciate what you said. You got to stop," or something like that. But like just sitting there saying, "Oh, you got my number. You could have called me. You could have texted me." Bro, that was not gonna happen. Definitely not.
Ted ass.
And the fact that I ain't even gonna lie, the fact that it took LeBron this long, like Stephen A. must have said something really really messed up for him because LeBron doesn't just go out confronting people like that.
Right. And again, like if it's about the basketball player, then I don't think LeBron would have a problem with it
He
if he's
wouldn't. He
just
wouldn't.
critiquing Bronny as a basketball player. But like again, if you're critiquing someone's parenting skills and
Yeah.
talking about how they are as a person, as a man, that's not your job, you know. So I understand why LeBron has a problem with it, and we're always gonna stick by our glorious king side regardless. So it doesn't even matter.
Like literally, bro. Like we had so many people on the media were criticizing Bronny. We had Kendrick Perkins. Like Kendrick Perkins is a huge LeBron supporter. Even Kendrick Perkins was like during the draft, during like draft night or just a few days before the draft, he was livid about the amount of attention Bronny was getting. Ain't nobody LeBron didn't come from Kendrick Perkins because Kendrick Perkins was talking about the player.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's so stupid though. Like that people were mad that Bronny was getting a certain amount of attention. You do know that's LeBron James's son, right? That's what's gonna happen regardless.
Although I do think like he did get a lot. I think he got too much attention, even though yes, LeBron's son, but he was projected to go second round. It's like, damn, like we were
Like
actually,
no,
we
I'm not disagreeing. Like he did get too much. Like the fact that he got more media attention than Risache or Alex Sa, any of those top
yeah,
picks, was like. I mean, that's not how it should be. It should be the top picks get the most media attention. But I'm saying like Bryce James gets more media attention than Zachary Risache. You know,
exactly.
that's LeBron's son. It's gonna
LeBron,
happen.
if Michael Jordan's kids were going into the NBA, the amount
Right.
of attention that they would have had, it probably would have been more hype than what LeBron got going into the NBA.
But Michael Jordan don't fuck with his kids apparently. So
You know what happened to Marcus a while ago?
hey, that's why LeBron the GOAT, bro. He's actually
Facts. LeBron,
he's a good
LeBron,
dad.
LeBron never let his kids do something like that.
All right, bro. We already talked about the Knicks basically. We got a game happening in a few hours, Dovensky, that is very, very sentimental to me. We got the first game of the Aaron Fox playing against the Kings since
Mm.
the trade. Now, obviously, since the trade went down, there's been a lot of shit talked on both sides. Kings Twitter, you wouldn't believe the toxicity that comes out of Kings Twitter, or maybe you would. It's Kings fans, you know.
I mean, it's
But
kind of, but Kings fans, I would not expect that much toxicity.
listen, I'm very interested to see what's going to happen when his name gets called in the lineup. I'm expecting a lot of boos. I'm sure they'll play a video for him, like you know what I mean. Um, but yeah, I'm very interested to see what it's like in Golden One Center. I think it's in Golden One Center tonight.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, so I will not be surprised if he drops at least 30. As a Kings fan, we all know that the way to make the Aaron score a lot of points is just to piss him off, and this will most definitely do that. He came out yesterday and said, um, like the reason he wanted to leave, which he's by the way said he didn't want to do before he got traded, but that's besides the point. The reason he wanted to leave is because they fired Mike Brown because
That's,
he didn't want to play for another coach. He's like, if I have to play for another coach, I'm just going to play for another team.
mm,
And the weird thing about it is that like this a lot of the speculation was that De'Aaron Fox was the main reason Mike Brown was fired.
yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, it's a whole thing. And then he yeah, I think the most mad Kings fans were was when he unfollowed Demonis Sabonis on Instagram, and then he was just tweeting like, "We're just teammates. Like I don't have to be friends with everyone." He got everyone mad as hell.
Oh my God. So, wow. Well, was talking about the Stephen A thing. NBA Central posted a clip from Stephen A's podcast. Stephen A. Smith reveals LeBron told him, "Stop effing with my son." and he reveals that Draymond Green no longer speaks to him after he made comments about Bronny. That's the Draymond part is funny. That man said, "Stop talking about my nephew like that."
Yeah, Draymond's the original LeBron Glazer, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
That man was like, "You talking about my nephew like that?" Nah, that's crazy. You talking about? Wow, wow.
That's funny. Bro, Draymond, Doug.
My goat put the fear in Stephen A. Smith. Oh my god.
Shit.
Someone said in the comments, Stephen A. Smith is not a victim of anything but his own actions. That's so true.
Yeah,
That
he
is
ain't
so
lying.
it's just like, yeah. It's bro, bro, yo. I don't know if you can read it because it's like backwards, but
Draymond Green. Oh my god. Ain't that the truth, dude?
Oh, I love Twitter. I love Twitter sometimes. Oh my god.
Yeah. But yeah, bro, I'm gonna be active on Twitter when that Kings game's going on. I just want to see the hatred coming out of people.
You gotta send it to the group. I want to see it.
I will do that.
I want to see how toxic they can be.
Bro, just watch the game, bro. You'll see the boos every time he touches the ball, probably.
I would have never expected. Kings fans to be like super toxic. When
Listen,
I think
because
toxicity, I think Sixers, Boston, New York,
yeah,
Warriors, Lakers.
yeah,
That's really it.
big markets. But like Kings fans are super loyal, right? We've loved me especially. I've loved the Aaron Fox, and I wasn't even mad at him when he got traded because I
Yeah,
was like, "Oh, I was running stuff."
he was one of my favorite point guards.
Then he wanted
He
to start
is.
talking. He wanted to start talking shit. So like, that's crazy. I don't fuck with you now. That was not me, but like that's most Kings fans that I've seen on Twitter. So uh yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna
I
be an
mean,
interesting game.
while on the King, damn, these transitions have been amazing. But while on the King, we might as well talk about the debate, bro. Prime Boogie
Yes,
versus Embiid.
let's do it.
You say you would take Embiid. Well, me and everybody else so far has said they would take Prime Cousins.
I think. Listen, it's a well known fact that none of the people here at at the pub fake really like Joel Embiid.
It's not
Now
that I don't
I'm
like Embiid. Like I love like him as a player. Like he's a great player. Definitely like argue. You can argue that when he's healthy, he's the best player in the league. I just don't like sometimes I just don't like his antics. I don't like the way he comes off. That like those are my biggest issues. The fact like what made me really pissed about Joel Embiid is when he said that he doesn't plan on playing back to backs. And then when Tyrese Maxey called him out for being late to team meetings and all of that stuff, that's when I really started having like disliking of Joel Embiid. But besides that, like I like his game, although he flops too much. He is dirty sometimes. I will say, but
okay. Okay.
I watched when he dropped 70. I was watching it, and I
Mhm.
remember saying I even made a clip from my podcast channel. I literally said I take back calling you a sympathetic MVP. He scored 70 on the Spurs. That man scored 70 points on Victor Wembanyama, a rookie Wembanyama. So I appreciate his game. I just don't like his antics. That's it. But come on, bro. A prime Boogie Cousins, like, bro, come on.
Now, as you know, I'm the biggest Kings fan out here, right? I started watching the NBA in like 2014, right around prime when Boogie was coming into his best years with the Kings. He was my favorite player in the league, right? He was an excellent player for us. Don't get me wrong. Boogie was nice. He was cold. He was nice on the Pelicans before he got injured, right? But
Yeah,
you just said yourself that Joel Embiid, when he's healthy, is arguably the best player in the league. You just said that, right?
yeah.
Never, never when Prime Boogie was around, was that ever an argument for him? He
That's
was
true.
never considered one of the best players. He
That's
was
true.
never a top 10 player in the league.
I wouldn't say he wasn't a top 10 player.
He was not. I'm
When he
telling you right
got when he got when he got to the Pelicans, that was what 2017. You could let's see, LeBron, Curry, KD, Harden,
now. Yeah.
Mick. Nah, not CP3. Not CP3.
Yes, CP3. Yes, CP3.
You would put
Are we
CP
serious?
2017 CP3?
2016 CP3. Because that's
2016.
when
I'm
the
talking
actual
about
trade.
like 20, like when he got to the Pelicans. Because when he got to the Pelicans, that's when he was like at his peak, like
The
just
trade
before
happened
the
in
Achilles
20
tear.
the trade happened in 2016, 2017. So this
Yeah,
is like
it was the 2016-17 season. It was just before the All-Star break.
so this is yeah,
Yeah, just
exactly.
like
So
20.
this is I don't know if Chris Paul was on the Rockets by then, but he was
No,
either
he was still on the Clippers. He got to the Rockets in the 17-18 season.
okay, so then I would definitely put Chris Paul above DeMarcus Cousins.
Damn, that's crazy.
But DeMarcus Cousins, I'll give him credit. He was probably the best center in the league at that
He
time.
was. I don't think there was even an argue like mid 2010s with how bad centers were.
Exactly.
No,
Centers were trash in the mid 2010s. Trash.
but
Because
bro,
Dwight Howard was
this,
washed.
okay. This is him in the 2017 season. 2017, he was averaging 27 and 11. 27 and 11. Now, mind you, the NBA is completely different now than it was in 2017. Like 2017 is when the NBA really started to look like what the NBA is today. All the threes, super focused on offense. So you mean to tell me that Boogie Cousins in his prime, when he's averaging like 24, 25, between 24 to 27 a game, while the NBA wasn't super focused on offense, you mean to tell me like now, if you put him in the current NBA right now, he wouldn't be like arguably one of the best players in the league? Like you don't
Yes.
think he could be better than Embiid?
No.
Nah.
If I mean this season, sure, because Embiid's been
I think
trash or not
honestly,
playing.
offensively, I'm putting Boogie over Embiid. Defensively though, I'll put Embiid over him. I'll put Embiid over Boogie.
That is nostalgia talking. I love DeMarcus Cousins. I love DeMarcus Cousins. But Joel Embiid, the last 6 seasons of Joel Embiid, absolutely fucking washes DeMarcus Cousins. On both ends. Embiid, but DeMarcus Cousins was a subpar defender.
Yeah,
He was a below
that's why
average defender.
Embiid definitely way better at defense.
Embiid's one of the best defenders in the league,
Yeah,
right? So that alone,
I'm fine with
let's say
putting
their
him.
offense is like even, or let's say for your sake, DeMarcus Cousins is slightly better. Surely the huge gap in the defensive play overweighs a small gap offensively. Because if you're saying DeMarcus is better, you're not saying he's way better offensively. No way.
Nah, I wouldn't say way better.
Because Joel Embiid, you're talking about points per game. Joel Embiid averaged 34 points per game when he was MVP. He's averaged over 30 points per game multiple seasons. He's averaged 28 and 12 a few times. You know, DeMarcus Cousins, love him. Didn't make the playoffs with the Kings.
I mean, let's be fair. The Kings were not good.
No, they weren't good.
They were trash.
And because I mean, DeMarcus Cousins clearly wasn't good enough to get them as a winning player. I've seen people say
I
that
mean,
DeMarcus Cousins would have been better than Jokic.
that's crazy. That's crazy work. No, that's too far.
Yeah,
That's
it
way
is.
that's way too far. Nah, bro, it's on like skill set. Yeah. Also availability. We can't forget about availability. Like if you think about Boogie Cousins, the biggest thing that you're probably gonna deal with is him possibly getting suspended because he got too many technical fouls. With Embiid, you can't control injuries, but he gets injured too much. And again, like what happened this season, him getting called out by Maxi, him saying he don't want to play back to back games, or like he doesn't think he would. Like those two instances low key kind of like influences me to be more on Boogie Cousins as well, because it's like
That's what
like
I'm
with Joel,
saying.
but like with like Joel Embiid saying that and like Maxi calling him out, it just shows like Embiid isn't like he isn't like that motivated to play. Like he's not taking it too seriously as he should be. While you got Boogie Cousins, that man was getting in everybody's face. So you know he was really passionate about the game.
Right.
I
But
would take it.
that's what I'm saying. Like
I would
it's
definitely take that.
it's a it's a bias, bro. It's like you're saying that factors into it when that's not like part of basketball. Like I get it. Embiid's you think Embiid's a bitch if you want, which
I
is
wouldn't
fair
say
enough.
I wouldn't say
Yeah,
that.
Draven would say that.
Yo,
And
oh yeah. And
point is, if you're gonna bring that up, then that's not really about who's a better basketball player. It's just like who you like more because of what he's done, and I can understand that completely. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins was hated back then.
oh yeah,
Like
yo,
if you weren't a Kings fan, nobody liked DeMarcus Cousins, right? And let's not forget, you talk about availability. He got traded to the Pelicans, played 20 games, they looked great, and then was out for the rest of the season. I think
yeah, he tore his Achilles.
he tore his Achilles.
But before that, he wasn't really dealing with that many injuries.
Yeah, except like just insane levels of anger.
Yeah,
But
exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. So the biggest thing that you probably have to deal with is him getting suspended because he got too many technical fouls.
I mean that's a problem, ain't it? Like
It
availability.
is, but that's a
If
one
you're
game
getting
thing.
ejected,
That's a one game thing compared to like Joel
it,
Embiid missing like half the season, and
it
then you
wasn't
come back.
it's not a one game thing.
Not to mention Joel Embiid. I mean, now we can't really say how good Cousins would be because we don't really have that much of a sample size of him in the playoffs. But we see how Joel Embiid is in the playoffs.
Well,
that
exactly. We have no idea because the Marcus Cousins didn't make it. The only time he made it was with the Warriors when he was trash, and
when he
they
was
lost the finals after they'd won it 2 years in a row. Now, obviously, KD got injured, Clay got injured. That wasn't his fault, but like he was like very average in that playoff run.
I remember he died. I remember when that trade happened when he signed with the Warriors. Was it a sign or was it a trade? I think it was
He
a sign.
signed. He signed
Yeah,
because the Pels wanted to offer him 20 mil a year because he'd just come off his injury. He's like,
I was
I'm gonna take $5 million and sign with the Warriors,
I was
and
a
everyone was kind of just like,
man.
nah,
That man's prime was really cut short. Damn, that man really tore his Achilles at like 27.
right, which is tragic. But
That's crazy. That man tore his Achilles basically at the peak of his career.
should have pisses me off about that is I hear people saying if he didn't get injured, Pelicans are going to the finals that year. No, they were not.
Okay, no, that's not happening.
That
That's
team was that team was cool, right? AD,
yeah.
Rondo, Drew Holiday, Cousins. That team was not going to no
Finals
damn
appearance is not happening. I think they're forgetting who the Warriors were. Unfortunately,
right?
I think they're forgetting who the 2017 Warriors were.
But they weren't going to beat the Rockets. They weren't going to beat the Spurs. You
Yeah,
know, so yeah, that shit was. That's the type of thing though. That's like people go back now and look at it and be like, think he's better than he was because of his stats. Even though you could you can argue that he's a better offensive player than Joel because he was more versatile. I'll say that he was a better 3 point shooter. But DeMarcus Cousins was actually pretty like inefficient, especially for a big man. He was a pretty inefficient big man. He shot below 45% from the field a couple seasons. I don't have the exact stats on me, but like he was never a above average PER sort of guy.
yeah, that's true.
And Joel Embiid, like he always is. Playmaking, I think they're probably about the same, maybe slightly DeMarcus Cousins way. Everything else, rebounding, post play, apart from 3 point scoring, goes to Embiid.
That's true. That's fair.
And obviously defense goes to Embiid. So
Oh yeah,
I,
defense.
I think it's pretty clear cut based on that.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know,
I'm not gonna lie, you got me right there. I will admit, you got me right there. You convinced me.
I convince you. Hey,
You're definitely convincing me.
that's what I'm talking about. Listen, I mean, I felt like I could, but I don't think it'd be possible to convince Draven that Joel Embiid's better than pretty much anyone in the NBA. So yeah, next time he's on here, we're gonna have the same debate, and just, we'll see how that goes. All right, bro. Yeah, anything else you wanna talk about?
Nah, that's really it.
We done. All right. Well, thank you everybody that's tuned in right now. We appreciate you. We'll be back next Friday. The Lakers Celtics game we'll be talking about most definitely. That's going to be one of the best games of the year. Make sure you guys once again go check out Stadium Rant, X, YouTube, Facebook, all that. Go cop some merch on the website too.
It's time for the refs to start rigging some games.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of
Hey,
refs,
Scott
bro,
Foster is about to get a massive payday.
I don't know if you watched the Kings Nuggets game the other day, but the fourth quarter was the most atrocious refing performance I've ever seen.
I didn't even see that.
Bro, it was insane. The Bondo Racing was getting no again. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter. It's done.
Scott Foster, Tony Brothers, they're about to get a massive payday if they can get that.
Very, yeah. There you go. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. We're back. Peace.